G'day, this is Georgie.
And Pete.
And welcome to Studio Jargon Busters, where we take studio terminology and try to put it into plain English.
That's right. In every episode, we try to take a studio or an audio or a recording term that is not so commonly understandable, and we try to understandabilize it in some common plain English. And what are we understandabilizing today?
I can't remember.
Well, I've got a hint. We are looking at audio interfaces.
Audio interfaces.
Let's go. So apart from pointing to this and saying that, what is an audio interface, you might be asking? What do you think an audio interface is?
It's an interface that audios.
Yes, it's an interface that audios. It's an interface that helps you input your audio. So we've talked about...
Input my audio.
We've talked about tracking before. We've talked about mixing and mastering. We've talked about
Mixing,
DAWs. We've talked about a whole bunch of other things. Well,
Can't remember what DAWs are, but sure, we've talked
digital
about
audio wobble stations. So what an audio interface is it is the interface between your audio, your signal, what you are playing, your microphone, your guitar, your whatever, and whatever you're recording on, your digital audio workstation. So,
so interfaces between them.
it interfaces between them. So I have...
Therefore, it audioly interfaces.
Yes,
We've taken this too far, haven't
we're
we?
explainifying it really, really well here. So I've talked about audio interfaces here on the channel before in a lot of boring detail, which we won't go into today. But to keep it simple, which is what the whole point of this is, an audio interface lets you input your signal into your computer. So maybe if we could just sort of start at the basics. So your computer has an ability to input anyway because it has what that you can plug into your computer?
Jacks.
It has jacks, that's right. You don't know jack, but it has jacks.
Audio jacks.
It has audio jacks, that's right. So most old school computers had like the three little 3.5mm jacks. It was like microphone, line, in or out, and the other one, the headphones. So yeah, so you could like plug into your computer. These days I've usually got one and it kind of does everything. So
not like those ones on airplanes where it's like loop tube thingies.
I don't think they even are anymore, but yes, they were really annoying when you had to plug the one adapter into the two adapter and then you had to plug the things in. So that was a very bad example of an audio interface, but the reason that we use something like this, which is a USB audio interface, or you can use Firewire, which is a little bit more old school. Remember Firewire was a way to connect things to a computer?
Really
way back when?
vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't last very long, but that used to be the standard. But USB is the standard. This is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, which is red, which means it goes faster. We know that.
Red goes faster.
But the one that I use all the time and I talk about on the channel is this one, which is not as fast, but it's silver, the Steinberg UR12. But the purpose of having an audio interface is to give yourself a quality input that goes via USB. So whether you're using a PC, a Mac, an iPhone, an iPad, you can hook up using USB to those devices, and then in the front here you plug in your microphone, you plug in your guitar lead into that socket. You've got separate ways to dial in your input gain. We probably haven't covered input gain or gain staging or setting inputs, but the loudness, the volume of your signal. Because the problem is if you just plug something in and you play a guitar or you sing into a microphone and you don't have what we call a preamp, well, not what is called a preamp. We don't call it, it is called, then you can't actually dial the volume up or down. So if you've got a quieter signal, you need to increase your volume. If you've got a softer signal, you need to drop it down.
Question mark.
Around.
How much do those things cost?
Oh, these things can cost anywhere from something very simple like this, which we didn't really talk about, but this is using that 3.5mm jack. So this is using your audio jack and can plug straight into your phone or your iPad. And this one's about $50 or $60. And it has the connector there that you can plug your guitar cable into or your microphone. And then when you go up to ones like this is about your $100 interface, and this one's around about $100 as well. You're just adding all these up, aren't you, now? And going, why are you spending so much money on audio gear that's not even plugged in?
I wasn't, but now that you mention it, yes, I am.
I use these every day. Tax write-off, surely. So you can spend anywhere up to, literally thousands of dollars. But for the normal sort of entry level or someone in a home studio situation, about $100 interface is going to give you really good quality. And you can feel, that's pretty heavy, yeah? Like
That's pretty heavy. I'm
That's
not gonna lie to
weighty.
you.
So these things, like the
What
good
about the other
quality
one? Is
ones,
that heavy?
that's pretty heavy too. They're not as heavy.
Not as heavy. What about the other one?
This one's made of plastic, so it's not going to be anywhere near as heavy. Welcome to How Heavy Are Things with Pete and George. We've missed our call. So, someone mentioned in the comments of an episode a few times ago that we're like Sheldon and Amy doing fun with flags.
Oh, we're fun with flags.
Yeah, so we probably have to...
I can't decide whether to be incredibly embarrassed or incredibly flattered.
I think flattered because
yeah.
that's pretty cool. So
They don't have a dog.
they don't have a dog. We
This
do.
is Basil.
Hi Basil. Yeah, I think he's featured in a couple of videos before. Not deliberately, but he just tends to come in. So the reason that you would have an audio interface, to bring it back on a little bit of track, is that if you are recording, then you need a way to get a quality signal. So if you plug your microphone directly into your computer, into your microphone input, it doesn't have a preamp, it's going to sound really scratchy, you're going to get distortion, you're not going to get a clean signal in there. What you can do with this is plug in and then plug via USB and you get that signal. I don't have it here, but if you're using an iPhone or an iPad, you also need an adapter cable that goes from, that goes from USB into the Lightning port. So I've talked about those and I've got videos which I will link. I'll link up there and I'll link down there, which will show you the Lightning to USB adapter that you can use to do this, because this is what I use to record most of my music. To record my album, I recorded that entirely on this thing, and you just plug your phone into the USB adapter, Lightning adapter, plug it into here.
Would you just like carry that around with you while you were walking, or is that not?
Not quite this one. This one's a little bit more portable. This one I could plug in and actually carry around, but this is a little bit weird. I'd probably look a little bit odd carrying that around while I was walking.
It would make your pockets kind of heavy, and maybe your pantaloons would fall down.
We don't want my pantaloons to fall down. No. So the basics of an audio interface is you wanted somewhere to input. We didn't talk about output, but you've got a headphone output on here as well, and most of these have a headphone output so that you can do multi-track recording, which we will talk about another day. But when you're tracking, I think we covered multi-tracking when you're tracking, so that you can record one track, put your headphones on, listen to the first one, and record the second track. So you can plug in your microphone, record your first track, then play back your singing, plug in your guitar, record your guitar track, go on, keep going on and on and on, and then you can output it as well. So you can output via the RCA, or some more expensive ones like the Focusrite have the 1/4-inch jacks that you can output to monitor speakers, which I have over on my PC set up there, or you can use the headphone jack as well. So that is the basics of audio interfaces. I have an entire video where I go in painstaking detail that you probably wouldn't care about, but
if there's already a video about this, why did we do this?
Well, this is the simplified version. This is the jargon. If someone's like, what? You're the one for people that say, I don't know what an audio interface is, and then if you find out what an audio interface is, then you can listen to me gab on for 20 minutes about what other audio interfaces are. And then I show you my whole collection. It's amazing. You want to check that out, right?
No, that's okay. I'm good. Yes, I really do. Please go and check out these videos. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz.
All of those good YouTube things. So if you didn't have any other questions, I like that I had props here today. What other questions do you have about audio interfaces?
Nah, I'm good.
Nah, we're good. Alrighty, well, if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, your favourite audio interfaces, or if we didn't explain anything very well, because we did kind of go off track a little while and ramble a little bit, then you can leave some comments down below. And until next time, we'll see you
next time.
Bye.